Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fate, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. That's how I do it. And before I get into it, just to let you know that October 19th and 20th, it's the Warzone Beat Battle. So make sure that you get in on that. It's first come, first serve, obviously. There's only 16 spots, so I know it's hard to get in and all that stuff, but you have to try to do it right away. So make sure you get that. Make sure you get signed up if you can. October 19th, 20th. All right, so let's get into it. First up, we've got Bifocal with Marinello. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Bifocal with Marinello. All right, so at first I thought there was something wrong with the file because that piano there, it's like really choppy. So I thought it was the whole file, but then I listened to the other instruments. Everything sounds clean. Everything's good. So it's obviously just that piano that you have, whatever. So I don't know if it's from a sample. I'm assuming it is. It's very choppy. So let's say it's from a sample. I don't know what you're using, what kind of software, what kind of hardware, whatever. But I would recommend that you just emulate it. What do they call that? It's I always forget what it's called anyway. But you just emulate that piano. So you just play, let's say you load up some VST, you play, you play the exact pattern of that piano just to try to make it sound exactly the same, whatever. Or if you want to keep what you have, that's fine, but you have to fix those clicks, So again, it's hard for me to tell. I don't know what you're using. But obviously it's the fade in, the fade out of the samples, very choppy. So you need to work with that. It's just about fixing the envelopes and all that, and get that going and stuff. But if you don't want to go that route or whatever, then try to what's it called, interpolation or something. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, but try something like that. Because the rest is good. I like the drums. The bass is, it could be a little more exciting, but I guess because the style of the beat, that's the way it goes, whatever. But drums are nice and clean, all that. I just think it's that piano, man. It just needs to be fixed. That's the main thing. The rest seems good to me. So just make sure you fix that piano. All right, so up next we've got DJ Hypnotic with Drip. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was DJ Hypnotic with Drip. All right, so for this one, I really like the whole dreamy sound of it. That's pretty good. I think the only problem I had was that hand clap to the right. I don't know, something about it. It's like I was just expecting like a smacking snare throughout this, because I've said this many times before. Like you have this canvas, right? You're trying to basically paint a picture with your beat, with your music, and because you have this dreamy sound to your beat here. To me, what goes well with that, which I always find goes well with that, is a nice snare that has a good amount of reverb on it and stuff. Not too much, but just something good. So you don't want a snare that's super loud or whatever, but just something that's nice and chill, but has a good amount of reverb, because that's going to complement the rest of the vibe with the beat. You know what I mean? So you may not like that, whatever, but I always find that works best, because the hand clap, it's like, I don't know, it just kind of sounds like it's just sitting there in the mix. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to get the drums to be exciting compared to the music, the rest of the music, whatever. So in your case, you have a nice melody. It's really good, really dreamy and all that stuff. I do like it. Bass is good too. I like that. But yeah, it's just that clap, man. Something about that. I just think that the drums could have been more exciting. And even if you want to keep the same pattern, that's fine. But like I said, if you have a snare with some good reverb on it, then you'd be good to go. So give that a shot. And yeah. All right, so next up we got Ite Cohen with Kodaya. I don't know what this is. Anyway, let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Ite Cohen. I don't know how to pronounce that, with Kodaya. All right, so for this one, I find it interesting when people sample, when they do a sample flip, and they integrate it with a trap style beat. So that's what it kind of sounds like here, and it's good. I do like it. Although there's a few things, like the main thing was the drums, because to me it just sounds like you have a gate on every drum instrument. So like the kick, snare, hat, let's say, whatever, it sounds like everything has a gate on it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just cutting off abruptly. You know what I mean? It's like the drums kind of sound choppy in a way. So you may want to look into that. I don't know if you do have that, or or just the way they sound or whatever. And mainly the snare. That was the main thing that I really heard it on stuff. Like the drums just didn't sound too fluid to me. They sounded kind of choppy. The sample, I'm not a big fan of that style for sampling or whatever, but it does fit. I think on its own, this beat, it's good, but I think it's the type of beat that would definitely shine when you have some vocals on top. So that's for sure. But the other main thing was that when you had your hook with the singing coming in and all that stuff, honestly, I would get rid of the drums at that point and just have just the music. Like, that's your breakdown, that's your hook, that's your breakdown though. Because when you have the whole hook, okay, it's all busy and loud, and you have that with those drums, and since those drums sound choppy, it just sounded like very messy when it comes to the hook. So I would do away with those drums just for the hook part, and you'll see it'll make a big difference, you know. And it's good because, you know, don't forget too, when you're making a beat, you know, the listener, you gotta keep in mind, like, the listener, their ears, right? Like, they're listening to this beat. Like, you don't want to just, you know, fatigue their ears too much. You want to make sure you have some parts where you break it down and you know, give their ears a break or whatever. So and that's a perfect chance for you to do it. You know, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, yo, you should definitely take the drums out for the hook and leave the music as is, like that, with the singing and stuff. And I think that'd be really, really good. So yeah. All right, so next up we got Off Ramp with Amsterdam. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Off Ramp with Amsterdam. All right, so for this beat, I think that it's kind of like, it's interesting because it's kind of like you have a foundation here. To me, it's not like the beat's complete or anything like that. I think it's just you have a good starting point here, because at the beginning you have like just the music alone. Okay, it sounds really, really good, but then when you bring in the drums and the synth, especially that synth, the synth throws it off because it just sounds like it's out of tune with the rest of the music. So I would do away with that, and unless you want to bring it in key, you know, in the proper key, or bring in some, or leave it like that and then bring in some strings behind that, of course also in tune. And I think that'll make a big difference, because right now it's just, as soon as the synth comes in, it just carries away, right? Like, it just takes your ears away from the main melody and stuff, and it's out of tune, right? So maybe try that. Just try to get into the right key, add some strings for sure, just to add something to it, just for something, you know, chill in the background, whatever. And as far as the drums are okay. They could be, you know, it could be better, like with the pattern and stuff, but it's the sound of the drums. That's the main thing. They're just very distorted, I find. Like they're pushing it, you know, like not very distorted, but, you know, they're pushing it. So just, you know, keep an eye on the meters, keep an eye on your levels, because I could definitely hear, you know, especially with the kick, I can definitely hear it's really thumping and stuff. So be careful with that. Make sure you don't go into the red and all that. And yeah, because as soon as you start doing that, you start adding like some strings, let's say in the background, then that opens things up. So then you can change up the beat a little bit more, and you have more room to play with, you know, more stuff to play with and all that. So give that a shot. But the main thing was that the synth being out of tune, and the drums sounding distorted. So check those things out, and yeah, you'd be good to go. All right, so next up we got the last beat. It's Scarga Beats with Crazy. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Scar Got Beats with Crazy, and definitely is crazy. That's a crazy beat. I mean, come on, man, the bass, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's just, I was just laughing, because it's just so over the top, so I mean, like I said it a million times. I mean, I love the 808, everybody does, it's good and stuff, but you can't go out of control like that with the 808, just pounding away at the 808 and all that. You could definitely use it, of course, with as your bass line or with a bass line or something, but to me, like if you're, like for example, if you're, my impression is that you're trying to get this track really hype, right? You're trying to make it a hype track. I mean, what you could do is definitely just use some other type of bass, some kind of, whatever, let's say saw bass, analog bass, whatever, and just go with like a faster pattern or something like that, like a busy pattern. I've written about this a few times. I think I did a video on that, something like that. Anyway, and check those things out, because there's a few things you could do with the bass, right? I mean, I don't want to go all into it right now, but a few things you could do to make it hyper and all that, and definitely not using the 808 though, because the 808 is very, very heavy. That's the thing. I've always looked at it as something that you're going to use to complement a kick drum, because I mean, the 808 is a kick drum. So if you're using the 808, I mean, I'm assuming that's what you're using here, because it definitely sounds like it, or it's some kind of preset that has it in there or whatever. But if you're going to use it, definitely use it, sparingly and all that stuff. If you listen to old hip hop tracks, like really, really old, that's what they use. They use the 808 drum machine, and but the way they mixed it, the way they used it, the 808 wasn't not overwhelming and stuff. And okay, it's fine. They didn't have many bass lines like today, of course, but there's no reason to do that today, to just go nuts with it and all that. So the main thing is just keep the bass line under control. The rest sounds good. I like the way you have the change ups and everything. The snare, I'm not crazy about that snare. I know that's the style or whatever for that type of beat, whatever, but it's just my personal preference. I don't like those types of snares, but yeah, so the rest of the beat, I do like how you're moving it around, changing it up and stuff, and I think the main thing is just to get the bass line under control, and whether you compress it or whether you just do an actual, like a total different bass line or something like that, with different fast patterns, just to make it more of a hype beat or whatever. So give that a try, and yeah, see how it sounds. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats, keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is, the winner is, drumroll please, DJ Hypnotic with Drip. Let's check it out.